So we're going to answer a popular question I've had recently around whether Achilles tendonitis can actually cause an Achilles tendon rupture. And this all relates to a video I made on Genevieve Gregson, who's an Australian steeplechase runner who unfortunately injured her right Achilles in the Olympics, right at the end of the steeplechase. You see there, she dorsiflexed her ankle and ended up unfortunately falling over as she came down from a jump. Now, Genevieve said in her interview after the race, the day or so after, that she had a chronic injury to her left Achilles, which is the opposite side to which she'd injured, but she did have some symptoms on the right side in terms of pain around the Achilles leading up to the race. And so that had a lot of my listeners questioning, if I have Achilles tendonitis, then what's the chance of me actually rupturing my Achilles as a result of it? So I'm going to try and answer that for you today. So there is a paper a couple of years ago on the risk of Achilles tendon rupture in patients with Achilles tendinopathy. And the way they did this research was they looked at between the years between 2007 and 2011 in a private health insurance database in the United States that actually made up about 9% of the population under the age of 65. They looked at patients that had Achilles tendon rupture and those that had Achilles tendinopathy. And they actually graphed what the ages were where you get Achilles tendon rupture. So this is a graph here showing that they're more likely to have an Achilles tendon rupture if you're aged 30 to 39 or 40 to 49. Those are the two age groups that are at risk. In terms of Achilles tendinopathy, it's actually an older age group. So the 40 to 49-year-olds and the 50 to 59-year-olds are more likely to have tendinopathy. And all tendinopathy means is you have some inflammation, pain, scarring around the Achilles. Rupture means obviously that you have a break in the Achilles tendon. Now they actually found more than 180,000 patients that had Achilles tendinopathy over the 4 years. A bit over 7,000 of those had sustained an Achilles tendon rupture. So then I had to get my calculator out to work this out, what the percentage was. So 7,000 over 180,000 means about 4% of patients with Achilles tendinopathy actually sustained an Achilles tendon rupture. So that's your risk, 4%. If you have Achilles tendonitis, that you may have an Achilles tendon rupture. There's no timeline on that though, unfortunately. So this is another graph here that shows what's your risk of rupture in terms of age groups. So the age groups between sort of 30 and 60 have about a 4% risk, whereas if you're a bit younger, in that 20 to 29 bracket, your risk is around about 2%. Now, the study has got a few shortcomings. There are actually two types of Achilles tendonitis. One of those is actually insertional Achilles tendonitis, which is pain around where the tendon actually inserts to the heel, and the other one of those is where the Achilles tendon has tendonitis within the substance of it, which is actually a couple of centimeters above where it inserts into the heel. Now, predominantly the ruptures are thought to associate it with what we call mid or non-insertional tendonitis, but this study didn't actually differentiate between the two, so that may affect the figure. It also only looks at people who were actually treated for Achilles tendonitis, so people that are putting up with it at home, not presenting to a doctor, wouldn't have been included. And then the third idea is we don't have really the idea of the time of diagnosis and rupture. So, you'd like to know if you have, you experience symptoms in your tendon in terms of pain and you might have a tendinopathy. Could it happen within 3 months? Could it happen within 12 months? Could it happen within 5 years? It's not really extrapolated in the study as to what that means. But nonetheless, this is a good study, gives us some idea. So the figure's around 4%. If you've got a tendinopathy of the Achilles, that's your risk of having a rupture at least at some point in the future, which is not all that high in the scheme of things. But look, please, if you like this video, please take a look at our feature on Genevieve Gregson. Or alternatively, if you really like our videos, please subscribe to the Foot and Ankle Orthopedic Surgeon. The more subscribers we get, the more people we can have looking at our videos. And please let us know if there's any videos you'd like us to do in the future. Thanks very much. Bye.